I wouldn't want to be nowhere else, man. We all need to come together, hug one another, love one another. It's looking like it's going to be a war in Chicago. I don't know if Trump playing or not, but he threatened them thugs in Chicago. And violence-ridden Chicago Apocalypse Now post. But he called it Shy-Apocalypse. But either way, that don't sound too good, y'all. What's really about to be going on in Chicago? And it's only a couple of days away. It might not be no more Chicago after this. People thought this was funny or people thought this was a joke, but this is getting real. He said, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. What Poppy gonna do? What Maria and Sandra gonna do? Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Now this is where it gets scary, y'all. Cause the rumor is, them YNs in Chicago planning some diabolical things for when the National Guard get there. I hope this is not true, but it's looking like all of this stuff is about to be a reality. Look at this, y'all.
My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here for the next couple hours to bring you all of your top stories and live events from across the country and across the world. President Trump taking to social media here amid questions over when ramped-up immigration efforts will begin in the city of Chicago. Chipocalypse Now, the president just wrote on his Truth Social, an obvious play there on Apocalypse Now.
This shit look like an album cover, y'all. What he planning on doing? Is he gonna start rapping? He got a country album coming out. Should we be taking this shit seriously? Cause I'm ready to I don't know, man. I'm ready to cop the double LP if that's what he trying to do, man. All them people he don't pardon, you know he gonna have some features on that bitch. I'm talking about Kodak Black, Lil Wayne. What is he really trying to do, man? Cause if this for TV and everything, I'm waiting to laugh. But it don't seem like he playing at all.
This is a look at that post with an image of Trump saying, quote, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. That, of course, referencing yesterday when President Trump signed his 200th executive order, changing the name of the Department of Defense back to the Department of War.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Hold on. No, I ain't know nothing about that. The Department of War on American people? Well, hell, Chicago been waging war on the American people for a long ass time. They call it Chirac for a reason. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about this. Cause it's too early for me to let y'all know how I really feel about it, man. We gonna let this thing marinate for a little bit. I ain't saying it's a necessary evil. But it would be nice if Chicago wasn't the most dangerous city in America. Sometimes in order to get things right, you got to do things to make it necessary. You might got to sweep up all them gremlins off the street and put them in jail. But from what I'm hearing from the people in Chicago, they not about to lay down and take it easy. And that's why it's looking like it's about to be a national war in Chicago. They already waging it. He changed it from the Department of Defense to the Department of War, just in case people got it twisted. But what's about to happen in Chicago, man?
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat, has said that these ramped-up efforts are expected to begin at some point today, as there are several events that are taking place across the city. We've already seen a handful of protesters who have shown up outside of an ICE location, and we do have a video of that right here. Let's take a look, a live look coming in from Fox News, kind of dark, but that is outside of an ICE facility. Now, we saw one person there attempting to block a vehicle from leaving, the others giving the middle finger to the agents and screaming at them while holding up their phones. We do have that video that I want to play for you here, very brief, that actually shows as we saw the vehicles being blocked. It came in from Asher Red. He is over with our Fox News team and has been out there. We'll play that for you here in just a bit. Now, we also know that Pritzker said during a news conference this week that Chicago residents should record every...
This nigga's horrible. I can't even get into it. He sound like he need to be a substitute teacher somewhere with this bullshit he got going on. Hold on, listen at this, y'all. Okay, look.
Asher Red in Chicago, where you can see a protester, one of them that's in that video, pushing an ice vehicle.
Man, I would have ran his ass over so damn fast. Shit, they wouldn't have been able to find Waldo. What the hell he doing? He all in front of the slap his ass in the back of the trunk and keep on moving. What the hell?
About here again, coming in from Asher Red in Chicago, where you can see a protester, one of them that's in that video, pushing an ICE vehicle, trying to hold them back as they're trying to leave that ICE facility. No injuries were reported there, no reports of any arrests. But again, you can see that happening in this video provided by Asher Red from a short time ago. We also have right here, this is over in...
Goddamn, she won the war. Whoever the fuck she is. I mean, goddamn. Who the hell is that? The war on booty. They need to put her on the front line. What the hell? Is that a stripper flyer or something like that? Somebody hand me a 20. What the fuck she doing out there, man? Damn. Is that Cherokee Diaz? Hold on, run that back. They getting freaky out there in Chicago. Look at this shit.
Oh. We also have right here, this is over in D.C., one of the live protests going on today. And this is actually about the National Guard stationed in the nation's capital, not expected to leave anytime soon. The deployment of the troops has been extended, we're told, through at least the end of November. So they will be there for several months. President Trump saying that he's going to send the national...
They think they're going to get jiggy with it and Trump just going to pack up and leave, man. They're going to twerk the National Guard away. That's how I know people ain't prepared for what's about to happen. While they protesting, they going to be choking on that tear gas and shit. Oh, man, Chicago, y'all need to go any and everywhere except for Atlanta. Don't move down to Georgia. Move to D.C., move to New York. Just don't come down to Georgia, man, because y'all know that's what's going to happen. I got a feeling it's going to get real bad up there and people are going to be thinking about relocating. Then it's going to be a bunch of Chicagos all across the country.
National Guard troops elsewhere as part of his crackdown on crime. He named Chicago and New York City as locations where he would send the troops, but added that New Orleans might actually be first. Right here again, you can see hundreds of protesters that have taken to the streets with signs, some of them in English and some in Spanish. I want to lift up the audio really briefly to listen in here.
Why it take for Trump for people to act right? Why you gotta wage war for people to unite? You know what that's the most craziest part about all this. Just yesterday they was killing each other. Now they want to hold hands and shit. The mayor getting all that money for them non-violent programs and stuff, stop the violent programs and shit, get millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then when somebody come in and offer some real help, he don't want that because he want to keep on getting the money. I don't want to see no bloodshed, but we just going to have to wait and see how this going to go. I think the mayor is the problem. If they had a decent mayor in there, the city of Chicago wouldn't be so bad.
More than just hating man.
This woman in Chicago was walking down the street and was punched in the face.
She's worked in the Loop for the last 20 years and was walking with a co-worker to the train a couple of weeks ago when she says a stranger blew through them and lashed out, striking her in the face.
There was no way to be prepared for this.
She suffered a litany of injuries, including a broken nose and multiple facial fractures.
I woke up and my coworker was standing above me saying, "You're okay, we're in the hospital, you've been assaulted."
She then passed out again.
The next thing I remember is my daughter Deanna saying, "Hi Mama, I'm here. You're okay."
Let's check in with the esteemed mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson.
Chicago will continue to have a violence problem as long as red states continue to have a gun problem.
Of course, it's those pesky guns that keep doing this. Let's see if we can find out the name of the gun who did this.
According to police, she was assaulted by 30.
Young buck, your ass going to jail for a long ass time, man. What the hell? 50 Cent, come get your boy. Who let this nigga out the cage? When they get to Chicago, if you look like Young Buck, you going to jail, man. He walked up on that woman and he knocked her out so hard. When they told her what happened, she passed out again. Woke back up, seen his ass on the news, and fainted again. When it was time for her to eat her Jell-O in the hospital, a nigga just like him had the food tray. They said she passed out again. This embarrassing.
2-year-old William Livingston. A record
Hold on.
search produced 13.
The gun who did this.
According to police, she was assaulted by 32-year-old William Livingston. A record search produced 13 mugshots of Livingston going back to 2012. A large number of those arrests for aggravated.
Well, goddamn, how long he been 32? All his life? This motherfucker. Back to 2012. This ain't an American problem. This a Jamaican problem. Send his ass back to Kingston. That nigga ain't from around here. Shit, he was born 32. Yeah. How he get arrested that many times and they put him back out there on the street? And each time they take a photo, he got, man, that's the problem. It need to be a one and done rule. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you got going on in your life. You a family man, you holding down the job, you get caught up out there one time, they let that go. But if you a repeated offender and you ain't got shit going on for real, it need to be a one and done rule. You know what I'm saying? But you figure the city of Chicago is a hellhole, so they should probably systematically relocate people to Chicago and just leave them there. You know what I'm saying? And the people in Chicago that really got it together and they doing the right thing, they should be able to relocate to another state. They should turn Chicago into a dumpster city. And that way people will be able to stay away from there. Don't go to Chicago. They need to create some Mad Max shit just to make it safe out here in the world. Because you got dummies in every city. What if all of the fools was forced to live in one state? And they had barbed wires and shit up around the borders and stuff. It's either that or you're going to have to keep on picking these dingleberries off the street and they're going to keep on popping back up out there in the streets. And plus, these brothers repopulating at an alarming rate because these type of men don't have no problem getting no women. It's actually a certain type of women of a certain demographic prefer these type of men right here. And that's another major problem because when these fools have kids, their kids be born with them same genes and the cycle continues all over again. I don't know the answers. Trump feel like he got all the answers, man. He feeling like he gonna have to take people to war. That's the only way people gonna recognize it. This is his form of discipline on the American public. And y'all know people keep on acting up. For y'all people out there that got kids, I don't condone disciplining your kids. I don't condone violence towards children. I don't give a damn what they did. I say send them to time out and make them say their ABCs backwards. But a lot of y'all may feel different. Some of y'all feel like the only way that little mup gonna learn is if you apply that pressure. And that's what we going through in this nation. He got all the power. Look at his album cover. He's sending the troops in, helicopters and shit over Chicago. He got fire burning in the back. He ready to take them niggas to war. Y'all gotta let me know if y'all agree with this stuff or not. I gotta take me a little break. I definitely gotta take a break, man, because this is what it boils down to. And it's been cooking for a long time. It's a possibility that Trump may go down in history as the greatest president in the United States of America. And he's still pushing. He talking about doing another 4 years. I guess you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. And I ain't no Trump supporter or nothing like that, but damn. Let's do a quick history lesson for y'all out there. Let's get an understanding of what's going on here. Because a lot of people ain't been able to grasp exactly what's happening in America right now. Your president was on wrestling back in the day. He shaved Vince McMahon's head with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and all of them. He was at the World Wrestling Federation back in the day. And that's why I'm asking, is this entertainment or no? Where do we draw the line with this type of stuff? What's real and what's not? Is this president, is any of this realistic, or is this all for the news? Is it all for politics? What's really going on here? Because now it's looking like real people's lives is getting caught up in this type of stuff. And I think it's a lot realer than people believe, because they used to seeing this man on television and reality shows and things like that. But this shit getting real. Not only was he on the WWE, he been at them Diddy parties and things. He was partying with Shabba Ranks back in the day in Jamaica and all that. He helping Lil Wayne with his bars in the studio or whatnot. You ain't never seen no other president. He's allegedly smoking weed with Snoop Dogg, but he didn't inhale though. He didn't inhale. He in the city of New York with Ja Rule. You ain't never seen no other He take a picture with Ja Rule, then turn around and be in the club with 50 Cent the next night. You ain't never seen no Legendary is beyond. He beyond legendary at this point, man. Kanye West was on his nuts so bad, he went crazy, started throwing up on swastikas and all that bullshit. I don't know, man. This may be, he get niggas out of jail and all that. He better not be AI. Because if he is, it's going to be a bunch of angry Americans out there, man. We'll never hear the end of it. Okay, we got to get back into this. Y'all listening? All right, here we go. Run that back a little bit, Reggie. Look.
Let's see if we can find out the name of the gun who did this.
According to police, she was assaulted by 32-year-old William Livingston. A record search produced 13 mugshots of Livingston going back to 2012. A large number of those arrests for aggravated assault and battery of both women and police officers. In 2017, he was accused of randomly attacking 2 women months apart. Both cases were dropped. In 2022, Livingston was sentenced to 5 years in prison after prosecutors said he punched and attempted to rob 4 women within 20 minutes in the Loop. And yet, just 14 months later, in 2023, while on parole, Livingston was arrested for hitting a woman in the face on North Michigan Avenue. And in 2024, he was sentenced to 100 days in prison after punching a 15-year-old girl, also on North Michigan Avenue.
Turned my head like that, and there's a man just like directly in front of me, and he just like punched me in the face.
Telling us she was amongst 4 women back then randomly attacked by Livingston inside a 22-minute time frame.
That's enough people.
This nigga a public wife beater. Is niggas hiring this nigga? Is that how you make? Is that him right there? He sound like he a nigga for hire. A hitman, but only on women. Hey, baby, can I get your phone number? What's up, ma? Hey, fuck you, loser. Like, Jerome, I got a job for you, man. They don't know why the hit comes. I got a feeling somebody hiring his ass to do what he been doing. They probably was expecting these. They better be lucky they ain't dead. And it ain't right. But the man that hired him probably pissed off. Like, I hired you to take her out. Like, I'm a hit man. That's what I do, man. I just hit bitches. That's all. Like, you need to change your job description, buddy. A public wife beater. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. But you know, they pay brothers to do some strange things. Look at Lil Nas X. Now, y'all know he was on his way to get some money when he was walking down the street butt naked like that. I think he was just getting into character, and the police scooped his ass before he can get to the hotel. And I ain't making an excuse for brothers out here, but damn, he a repeated wife beater. Why they kept, he must got a badge or some shit for that. He could be government just to make black people look bad. Hey, they pay rappers to make black people look bad. Look at entertainers, actors. If you see a person black on TV, 9 times out of 10, they getting paid to make black people look bad. So what about the people that ain't on TV, that's just out in society? I'm pretty sure they get paid too. Like them lunch ladies, they get paid to make black people look bad. But that's Negro here. No, we gonna move on.
When too much...
Because him beating on them innocent women, that ain't no laughing matter. Y'all need to see this. Reggie, go on and get that other piece set up. Look at this, y'all. This is what y'all need to be looking at. Look.
Coordinate work to...
You all sit up there and said you would not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaigned and doubled down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first. Because
oh, God damn, they begging for Trump to come. Oh, man. The people in Chicago demanding that Trump come, man. He said all these beautiful black women
just moments ago
hitting him up in his DMs. They need them to come take care of these thugs and these gangbangers in their city, man. He said it was the black women that was reaching out. Look at this. Oh, man, I see what's going on now. While y'all brothers out there mad and y'all trying to, stop the situation or whatever, y'all got to listen at this.
Now, we work very well with the police because we naturally get along with the police. So the police and us work really well together, whether the mayor is opposed or whether, you have a really rotten mayor there too. He's got a 6% approval rating in Chicago. And I see black women wearing a red MAGA hat last night on television. Please let the president come in. My son was attacked. You have a force of black women. They're like only Trump.
Oh, man, it look like y'all been betrayed out there, brothers. Y'all been betrayed. They been in Big Daddy Trump DMs begging him to come through to lock your black ass up. That's what's been going. That's what motivated Trump. Them big bubblicious women all in his inbox, begging, whining, crying for Daddy Trump to come lock up their sons and their boyfriends and things. They gave birth to these hoodlums. Now they want Trump to take care of the problem. And he on his way. Trump is on his way to save the day, man, because black women asked him to do it. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's try to make sense out of that and get an understanding of what's really going on, not just in Chicago, but all across the world. And I feel for the ladies out there because I know y'all fed up with the men and how the men turned out, but the truth of the matter is, a lot of men behave the way they behave, is because there's some knucklehead female out there that find that type of stuff attractive. They wouldn't do it if they couldn't get no draws off of behaving the way they be behaving, man, for the longest. I ain't talking about all, but there's a large number of people out there, they ain't trying to fool with no man if he ain't no roughneck. You soft or you a lame if you ain't out there being a nuisance in society. So for the men out there that want to fit in, that want to get girls, that want to be cool or whatever the case is, especially up there in Chicago, you can't hit them with no Pee Wee Herman game expecting to get no Chicago female. You can't come all buttoned up, educated, having intellectual conversations, trying to get no female out there in Chicago. I know this personally, man, so it's looking like people create a problem and now they want Trump to come eliminate the problem. You know, am I right or am I wrong? Y'all gonna have to let me know. Let me hear this one more time, man.
Now, we work very well with the police because we naturally get along with the police. So the police and us work really well together, whether the mayor is opposed or whether, I mean, you have a really rotten mayor there too. He's got a 6% approval rating in Chicago. And I see black women wearing a red MAGA hat last night on television. Please let the president come in. My son was attacked. You have a force of black women. They're like only Trump.
Oh, hey man, y'all brothers, y'all gonna have to figure it out, man, cause that's Big Daddy Trump. She'll slide that G-string to the side for Trump. I'm talking about your woman, your mama, and your auntie. All he gotta do is show up. He the man. Let's be real. He the motherfucking man. He gonna get them draws. It ain't nothing. That's why he on his way to Chicago. He a pirate and he looking for some booty. And it's all right there in Chicago. They begging for him to come out there. But first, he gotta get your black ass out the way. That's like for y'all women that got y'all sons living in y'all house and they just won't leave. Call the police, call somebody to come get this nigga out of my house, man. That's what's going on in Chicago. Your old ass grandmama gonna pull that diaper to the side as soon as Trump get up there. And I know that's nasty, but it's true. Some of y'all grandmamas still watching Matlock and them old John Wayne country movies and things. She fall asleep watching that shit. They be watching them shows. They not interested in the storyline and none of that. They interested in the motherfucker that's on the damn show. You be like, damn, why you keep on watching Frasier? You get her drunk enough, she gonna be talking about cause Frasier fine. Look at this, man. Y'all sisters ain't got me fooled. All them shows y'all be watching. Talking about, oh, he just so funny. There ain't nothing funny about Frasier. And y'all still be watching. Be daydreaming about that man paying all y'all bills and shit. How you would put it on Frasier and have him buying all the groceries in the house. Now y'all fantasizing about Trump. Y'all was too busy talking about how unattractive Michelle Obama was to even be worried about President Obama. What's them other shows? Third Rock from the Sun, all that shit. Friends. Look at this. If you ever came across a sister that watched Friends, that's because they feeling him, and him. Tell me I'm lying. Hold on. Y'all must have forgot. Remember that show Scandal? They was having scandal parties like it was football parties, man. She was sleeping with the president. She was the side piece. And there was a bunch of sisters watching the show talking about, get it, girl. Y'all remember that? They said this was the top rated show in America due to the sisters out there watching this. She was sleeping with the president. So now that Big Daddy Trump in office, people trying to figure out how they gonna get their Omarosa on. Look at this. Damn, I spell Ponderosa, trying to spell Omarosa. Hold on, Omarosa. Look, I got it right that time. Look, that was his main chick, and she's strong in the face too. So you know she get busy. She go to war on that S.A.T. You put a fatigue hat on her head, ain't no telling what she gonna do. People like, oh no, not the fatigue booty shorts. I told you my hip, I'm not going to be able to do it tonight, sweetie. See you next time. Give me some sugar, not the fatigue booty shorts. No, I don't want to go to war. Like, only if you're in Chicago, I'll deport that ass. Shit, she the reason why he got that limp now. Like, look, you just go back to the hotel. So I know it's hot and it's a little sweaty in here. You go back to the hotel. I get up there, I have some amaretto, some cookies. Like, okay, Trump. She probably caught an attitude with his ass and he had to let her go. Like, first of all, I ain't the first black bitch you slept with, so stop talking about you love me and all that shit. Like, I do love you, Sugar Plum. I do. I love you. Now, you know Kamala Harris was trying to throw that whopper with extra onions at Trump. Like, well, I can be the vice president if you're going to be the president. Like, no, thank you, sweetie. I'm all caked up. But that's Negro. God damn, this shit. They said black don't crack. She must be smoking rocks. Hold on, look at this. God damn. Woo. They swapped her out with somebody from Hotel Rwanda. Like, that's not Omarosa. Can you please bring back Omarosa? Like, I'm Omarosa, I am. Oh, Trump, don't blame. You remember me. No, that's not Omarosa. They swapped her out with a refugee somewhere. God damn. Shit, Taraji P. Henson better watch out, because they gonna have her. What if they redo Baby Boy and have Trump play Tyrese and let her play Omarosa? Like, I want to see my kids. Let me see my kids. Like, open the door, Omarosa. I promise, baby. I won't hit you anymore. I promise. I won't do it again. Like, go away, Trump. That's neat. Is y'all still out there? I don't even know what's going on in the chat. Y'all still out there? Okay, let's get back into this, man. I do apologize. Let me run that back. Y'all listening? Okay, here we go. Look.
Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want to forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second, stop her time. Just a second. Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay? All right.
We got Alex.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this is how it's going to ride? I think not. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Oh, shit. They got plans, y'all. I told y'all. They got diabolical plans. Ain't no telling what they gonna do. Ain't gonna be no ramen noodles left on the shelf. Them college kids gonna starve to death. Ain't no telling what they plan on doing out there in Chicago, man. You gonna be parked after you was in the drive-thru waiting for them people to bring out your food and they ain't coming. You gonna go in there talking about you told me to park, you told me y'all was gonna bring my food outside, then that's where they gonna hit you with that shit. Well, they told us they was gonna get these illegals. They told us they was gonna clean up these streets. They told us they was gonna do this. They told us they was gonna do that. And you not gonna get your refund for your McRib. This gonna be bad, man. Ain't no telling what them people got lined up. They already talking about boycotting the African braiding shop, so it's shit, they gonna have to turn them braids into dreadlocks, cause they ain't gonna be doing no more braiding. The only thing you gonna be able to do is get a cut from the barber shop, cause you know them niggas ain't shutting down. Oh man, ain't no telling what they telling their kids to do. These niggas gonna be kamikaze, because Big Mama says so. Before he blow up, all you gonna hear him say is, Big Mama! While they strapping the bomb to their sons, between your daddy ain't shit, your granddaddy wasn't shit, now you ain't shit. Ain't no telling what's, and this is sad, man, it's breaking my heart that it boils down to this. They threw the booty at Trump. Now he about to come do something about it. He already got the Trump Hotel up there, so once they sweep all them dudes up off the street, it's gonna be a party at the Trump Towers. He might call in his boys from other countries. It's gonna be some, Kim Jong-un might be up there. Like, I love America. Like, please come to Chicago. Everything's good here. No, you're not gonna have to worry about any crime. There's no criminals, there's no muggers, there's no nothing. There's just a bunch of beautiful, voluptuous black women here, and I did them a favor. Now they want to return the favor. So if you want to come, all you have to do is go to the airport. We have everything ready for you. Just make sure when you get here that you tell them that Trump sent you, okay? He in a bubble bath like Tony Montana with 3 black women in the tub with him. That's what's going on here, man. Y'all set it off. If it wasn't for them sisters begging Big Daddy Trump to come out there to Chicago, we wouldn't even have to worry about this type of stuff. Let's be real about it. Because ain't no brothers call and beg for Trump to come out there. And if they did, you know they would have been real zesty about it on the phone with Trump. Look at this. He said, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. The next text on the image read alongside, Chip-pocalypse now. Trump has previously warned Chicago about his desires to deploy National Guard troops to the Windy City to fight crime and illegal immigration, and indicated that they will absolutely be sent in despite backlash from Illinois' governor. So they ain't even work. God, look what's going on out there, man. They beat somebody bloody out there in them streets. That is disgusting. They killing all day. Chicago police work the crime scene where numerous people are wounded in a mass shooting at Artist Restaurant and Lounge in Chicago, Illinois. Damn. That's sad. That's beyond sad. Look at it.
This was going to happen to you. You got Cash Patel and Pam Bundy that you're going to have to deal with sooner than later. Then it's going to be an audit. Next, it's going to be an investigation. Then it's going to be an indictment. Conviction. That's what's going to happen to you.
Mr. Brandon Johnson.
Now, where the fuck he get that shirt from? He put up his own conviction shirt. He just praying on that man's downfall. He just a hating ass nigga. That's all he is, man. He trying to speak it into existence. He gonna be the main one that's gonna get deported off them damn streets while he repping Trump. They gonna snatch his black ass out. Even though he got on the damn Trump shirt, they still gonna pick him up and put him in the back of the van. He gonna be singing Negro spirituals with everybody else, man. And I hate to make this about race, but let's be real. It's some very, very nice suburbs in America. Very, very nice, man. Got ice cream and shit all over the place. Now, you know you in a nice part of town when there's a bunch of ice cream around that motherfucker. They got ice cream parlors. They got smoothie places and stuff. When you start seeing a bunch of coffee and shit, that's when you know you in a nice neighborhood. They be out there hiking and doing all that type of stuff. They love it. It's some beautiful country out there, man. But it's always that one nigga talking about, do you smoke? That ruined your whole goddamn day. You looking at the birds, it's a rainbow out there and everything. Birds chirping and shit. Next thing you know, it's some dude walking the pit bull talking about, you smoke? It's always that one motherfucker, man. They gonna wind up turning Chicago into a suburb, a big, big suburb after this. They tried to do it with New Orleans. A lot of people up and left New Orleans after the hurricane and everything. And they figured, you know, once they raised the rent up and all that shit, people wouldn't be able to come back to the NO. But that ain't what happened. Y'all need to see this real quick. Let me pull this up, because this going to be a history lesson. Because people just don't seem to learn when this type of stuff be happening. Look. Okay. Y'all stay tuned. I got this. All right, we're going to do this real quick. Look.
Did you know that AI employees can help?
We ain't doing that. Okay, y'all ready? All right, here you go. Look.
24th, 2005.
Run that back.
On August 24th, 2005, at 10:30 p.m., Hurricane Katrina made its first landfall in southeast Florida as a Category 1 storm.
Many Miami area residents feel they were sucker punched by Katrina.
Moving into the warm waters of the Gulf, Katrina rapidly intensified.
That's perfect conditions for a hurricane to strengthen.
On August 27th, as Katrina closed in on New Orleans, Mayor Ray Nagin first issued a voluntary evacuation warning.
This is a once in probably a lifetime event.
Upgrading that warning to the city's first ever mandatory evacuation order the next day.
Y'all see that? They was trying to tell them, get the fuck out of town, man. It's time to go. Leave New Orleans and never come back. And people got on the road and got the fuck out of there, man. And a lot of people still ain't came back. Desperate times call for desperate measures, man. Them projects in New Orleans was terrible. You heard about it, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, Magnolia projects. Terrible, man. A damn war zone. And when Katrina hit, people felt like that was the perfect opportunity to, you know, out with the old and with the new. Weather gentrification. That's what a lot of people claiming it was. But with Chicago, it's not going to be that damn simple. Because even if it was a natural disaster, like a flood or something like that, them dudes going to be swimming and shooting at the same time. That's only going to increase the violence somewhere like Chicago. So it seemed like they don't have a choice but to bring it the only way Chicago know it, and that's through violence. Hold on. Y'all need to look at this. Okay, we're going to get back to that. We're going to get into this real quick. All right, look at this. Look.
And ICE operations are expected to increase in Chicago this weekend, with National Guard deployment also a possibility. But Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker claiming this is all just a White House plan to bring chaos, and is already telling residents how to resist federal law enforcement. Watch.
But I will say that, again, part of their kind of nefarious plan is begin with ICE.
That's Al Capone, great-great-grandson, man. You can't tell me nothing different. He look dead on Al Capone. He probably the reason why the crime the way it is now in Chicago. Look at this. He from that unroyal bloodline. Hold up, where he at? Put him back. Y'all need to see this, man. This ain't no laughing matter neither. Look at this, y'all. He look dead on him. Hold on, man. The only thing missing is the cigar. He got the nose. He got the mouth. He got the head. Shit, that's the original Scarface right there. Hold on, look. You can't tell me that he ain't related to the 5 families. This governor, I don't trust his ass, man. The only pep talk he gonna give you is a pepperoni before he blow your brains out. Oh no. Y'all can see that? Shit, Count Dracula is back. I don't trust his ass. He trying to tell people how to resist the law. That's like telling people how to break the law. You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna make it worse for the people of Chicago. While they resisting, they're gonna say the reason why they resisting is because the mayor told them to do it, man.
Say that again, part of their kind of nefarious plan is begin with ICE, cause mayhem on the ground, and by doing that, say that there's a need for military troops on the ground to protect ICE. Don't play into their hand, and if you have the opportunity, please protest, pull out your phone, video everything that they're doing, and make sure that the media sees it.
Wow. Joining me now, P. Ray Easley, Chicago resident and founder of Chicago Red. The words from your governor, please protest. White House has a nefarious plan. It's going to invite mayhem. What do people in your neighborhood think when they hear your governor speak like that?
Damn, why he had to do her like that? In your neighborhood. Look, you could tell she offended by the look on her face. Like, what do you mean, my neighborhood? You know he don't live in her neighborhood. Look at it.
They think that the governor is aligned with the terrorists, the narco-terrorists that the president is sending help to eradicate. We have to understand that this operation is meant to decrease the impact of the heroin highway, which is the epicenter of drug trafficking in this country. We would not allow Al-Qaeda to come to Chicago and make this type of money. So why are we allowing this transnational terrorist organization to do that?
Asking that question differently, who are the people in your city who are willing to live with crime on a day in and day out basis, murders, robberies, the like? Who are those people saying, you know, I'm willing to live with that just so Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson can save face in front of the Trump administration? Because if I lived in that city, I'd be like, bring in the National Guard, bring in whoever you have to keep me and my family safe.
No one is saying that we want to live with this crime and chaos. We've been asking for the National Guard here in the city of Chicago at least since the 70s. Everyone is happy that they're coming because nobody deserves to be a victim of a random act of violence, especially by an illegal. Last week, an illegal executed a 15-year-old behind Tilden High School in a random act of violence when he just hopped out of his van and stalked the group of children and shot into them. Like, why wouldn't we want ICE to come here and get him out of here? Why wouldn't we want the National Guard to come here and dismantle these organizations that are terrorizing us in a very expensive city? It's not fair. And again, we thank you, President Trump, for sending the help because somebody has to care about us.
Now, we do have some aldermen speaking out, actually asking for Trump's help. Are the cracks in the wall starting to form when it comes to this resistance to Trump there in Chicago?
Yes, absolutely. We now understand that this entire time we've been supporting a party that obviously does not care about the citizens and people who have Social Security numbers. Because President Trump is saying, make America great again, and we understand that we are as American as sweet potato pie, then he...
Man, can somebody get her black ass out of here? I'm already cringing. She said we is just as American as fried chicken. I don't want to hear shit else she talking about, man. She talking about them scallops, them sweet potato pies and all that. We ain't listening to her no more. No more, man. She up at Fox News and blackface. This shit making me cringe, man. That might be Paula Abdul behind all that damn makeup. Stacey Dash, we don't know. They put the Eddie Murphy fat suit on Pamela Anderson for all we know. We don't know, man. Just as American as sweet potato pie. Man, if you don't get out of here, they gonna wind up putting her ass on the syrup bottle. Love that chicken for Popeye. She gonna be the next Popeyes lady with this bullshit, man. Oh, man, I ain't gonna be able to listen to that no more. Y'all still there? We gonna keep it moving, because I'm over here.
All right,
I got the bubble guts. I'm cringing so damn bad. Look at this. Y'all listening? All right, here we go. Come on.
All right, let me be clear. Mayor Johnson, Governor Pritzker, they're failing the people of Chicago, and their lives are not safe and secure. Violent crime is out of control across the city and the state. Again, 8 people dead. They should be alive. 58 people shot. They shouldn't be in a hospital. These were preventable. But instead, 8 funerals are now being planned while dozens more are dealing with gunshot wounds. And still, the state's liberal politicians are so blinded by rage for President Trump, they're refusing to keep their own residents safe. Our very own Nicole.
But what you expect the nigga to do, man? I'm tired of this. People make it seem like they ain't supposed to be robbing. When half of them niggas got eyes like Bernie Mac. Now give me the money, give me the loot, man. I see you got the money, man. I see you with that Rolex, give me the Rollie. I see they got some money around this motherfucker, I'm about to go and get it. Them niggas, they left the register, ain't left all the money in the register, I'm about to go get the money. Somebody help me get this ATM machine. I got bills to pay around this motherfucker. You got a bunch of brothers in Chicago that got them Bernie Mac eyes, peeking around corners and shit. Before you know it, somebody gonna get robbed. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. I'm just saying, man. All right, Suka, now I see y'all making all that money at that restaurant. I wonder where the drop box is. Oh shit, I'm gonna buy my wife another diamond ring. Let's be real. They're a different breed in Chicago. You turn your back, your wallet missing. Y'all remember, okay, look, I ain't trying to be funny. But Steven Spielberg is a sneaky dog. They do shit like this in Hollywood. Look how they got Keisha with them big ass lips. Look at her, man. They cold-blooded. She looked like one of the chicks that was dancing with MC Hammer back in the day with this bullshit. They had them YNs in movies. Back in the day, people thought this movie was harmless, but this had to be the most racist movie in the goddamn world, man. But that's how they think niggas be acting, man. They get to the movie theater, they got fried chicken bones all over the place. They talking, laughing all through the movie, popcorn everywhere. Take a good situation and make it a horrible situation, man. And there's people out there that'll watch this movie and still don't get the pun. They had them niggas looking like Fat Albert in the Junkyard Gang. They got on the scally cap. They got gold chains on and stuff. People still ain't see what this was all about. But the truth of the matter is, there's hoochies out there that behave just like this. There's people, there's brothers out there just like this, man. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And since we talking about it, we might as well talk all the way about it. Because my people be watching movies and don't even get the pun. They had, back in the day, they had the Planet of the Apes looking like the Jackson 5, and people ain't even know what they had going on, man. They had Tito, Jermaine, they had Marlon, they had all. It was very disrespectful, man. They had them looking like the Motown All-Stars in this movie. And I figured, hell, that was the 70s. You know, they was racist, whatever. Then they came back with this shit, man. And you got people that have watched the whole damn movie and don't understand what the hell they trying to say about society, man. And here we go with Chicago, man. This ain't nothing but the plan. And I don't even want to say it because I know it sound bad. Hold on, man. I thought that was Stephen A. Matter of fact, let me get off this shit. I made my point. But that's how we get to this right here, man. Is the Chi apocalypse now. They about to blow New Jersey up. And I don't think Chicago ready for what's about to be happening, man. People wanted, let me tell y'all what it was, since we talking about it and we being upfront about this, because people be looking for what it is to blame for people's behavior. Look at this. Y'all remember this shit? The quarter waters. We was raised up on them things, man. And you wonder why them kids were so damn bad. What was in the quarter waters? What was the red 9, the cup? What was it? It was only a quarter, man. These little shits look like grenades. What was in it? Y'all remember it like I remember it, man. We would drink that shit and be acting a goddamn fool. Broke the window and don't know why. Just shooting rocks at shit. Just being gremlins, man. What was in it? But this something I noticed when I was a child. Let me show y'all something. This motherfucker the devil. Literally. I see 1 6. I see another 6. And I see another 6. People drinking that devil juice all day in the hood, man. People raised up off that sugar water. What else they was putting in that shit, y'all? Y'all see it? Fucking demon juice. That's why they used to be like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. There's some of y'all got some Kool-Aid out there in y'all cabinet right now, man. It's a chemical imbalance. Like they say, crack, a chemical imbalance. How many crack babies got grandkids nowadays? Think about it, man. How many crack babies, people that was born when your mama was pregnant, your mama was smoking dope. All y'all 80s babies out there, 90s babies. A lot of y'all grown, got kids, and y'all kids got kids. So it's a chemical imbalance going on out here, man. And that's why you got all these killings and people just don't know how to act. They feeling like ain't no more talking. You really can't do nothing about it. This the aftermath of crack, the aftermath of hip hop. Hold on, this something else I'm interested in, and y'all need to look at this with me. Okay, we gonna look at this together because I'm trying to figure it out. How long have we been listening to NWA? Since 1988? Somebody do the math. That's damn near 50 years ago, man. So your elders and old people and grandparents and shit was raised up off of NWA. And Uncle Luke and all that bullshit, man. This the aftermath of this, man. This is black culture that we talking about. So you can argue culturally, people fucked up. When you talk about African American culture, You can't talk about it like you could talk about it back in the day. Be talking about Frederick Douglass and Rosa Parks and Dr. King and all that shit. That's ancient history. When you talk about African American culture as it is today, you talking about Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, or fucking the Wu-Tang Clan. This is Black history. So in the kindergarten classes, they ain't got Nelson Mandela and Maya Angelou and all that shit on the wall. They got Kid Capri, Lil' Kim squatted down with the coochie hanging out. Motherfucking, they got Biggie Smalls and Tupac. Ain't no more Dr. King. It's Biggie and Tupac. It used to be Dr. King and Malcolm X. Now it's King Von and motherfucking Lil Durk or somebody like that. That's where we at with it, man. So it ain't logic. There's no logical way to end this problem. It's too ingrained in ignorance. These young kids now, you don't even know where to start with the shit. So they feeling like they got to go up in there and rally people up and just get them out the way. And the only way the situation can be helped is if the culture changed. And I feel like people of other nationalities sick of sharing their culture with African Americans, man. Even Africans don't want to share their culture with African Americans no more, because people will degrade the culture. Hold on, my phone blowing up. We ain't about to be talking about this all night, but I just wanted to make my point real quick. Let's get back into this news, because there's some more stuff I want to say before I get out of here. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and let me know what y'all think about this. And one thing about Donald Trump, usually people wouldn't be bothered with stuff like this. A lot of presidents, they ain't even get that close to even do something on a grand scale. They'll do some systematic shit behind the scenes. You won't even know that it took place until 30 years later. He being very open and direct about his plans, his mission, and what he trying to do. And that's what you call courtesy. We usually don't get the courtesy of letting us know beforehand before some shit go down. Like that pandemic, we ain't get the courtesy to know that the damn pandemic and all that was gonna hit. People find out the day of. They gave Chicago a head start. They could have just dropped the National Guard off in the midst of them niggas out there committing crimes. They could have had the National Guard come out there on Labor Day, and while they out there shooting and shit, the National Guard down the street in a missile or fucking rocket launcher blow up their SUV after they just got done doing the drive-by. So I don't know how to cut this, y'all, but one thing for sure, it's about to be going down. Look at this.
Parker was in Chicago today, speaking to the people in that city. Let's see what they had to say.
What do you think about President Trump? He's offered to provide assistance to help make Chicago safe, to bring in potential National Guard, potential, federal law enforcement officers and agencies to give help to Chicago. How do you feel about getting help to make your city safe?
Help is needed.
How do you feel? Do you think that
That's all he had. They cut his ass off so short.
protecting and making Chicago safe, should that be a political issue?
I think Chicago can take all the help we need. So if it turns into a political issue, then tomato, tomato. If it works for the environment, for the safety of, the people, then I'm with it. Yeah.
National Guard coming here is not going to stop anything.
I think it's a good idea. Because, look, we need more. I mean, what's wrong with more help?
Right. Let me explain something. When you step outside your apartment or your house, you're in a war zone. You don't have to be in Iraq and Afghanistan. And if you think I'm lying, let's check out the news every day.
He's only going to Chicago and every state that is a Democratic state. Tell me why.
But you think that President Trump could step in and help?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, I don't see no harm in that.
Nicole Parker's with us now. All right, so you spoke to the people in Chicago.
She's shaking her head like, yes, I did. She sure did, didn't she? She went out there and spoke to the people in Chicago. I don't know if they just woke up. Maybe it was early in the morning when she got out there to talk to them people. But they was looking like they ain't even know they was in fucking Chicago. They was looking like they ain't have a clue where the fuck they was at. Is it just me? Am I tripping? Hold on, look at this, y'all. Run that back. Look.
Speaking to the people in that city. Let's see what they had to say.
What do you...
Oh, Lord, pray for the kids. You would have thought this was the early 70s. And I ain't trying to talk about nobody kids or nothing, but damn. The craziest part about all of this, man, the world is advancing at an alarming rate. With the technology, the AI and everything, like the world is moving so fast and you still got people on this hip hop shit. That's the main problem. There's no advancements, and that's very rare for Black culture. You figure evolution has always played a part. You went from, again, was it big band and swing and all that shit, jazz, blues, rock and roll, again, R&B. Then you come up to hip. It's just been stuck at hip hop for like 50 years. Ain't no new innovation. It's just the same old shit. People was hoping that the hip hop era would be a fad. It'd just come and go. The gangster era would be a fad. And people would move on and evolve to something else, but it's stuck. It's sort of like the soul has left the Black community, man. It ain't no more soul. Not even in the food, man. And y'all could argue me down or whatever the case and say that's not the case, but that's what we looking at, man. It's like people standing still. And it's becoming a problem because the country is ready to head in another direction that people not capable of going along with. Honestly, the illegals being here, gave people the opportunity to step that game up and evolve. While you got the illegals here trying to figure it out, it'll make somebody feel like, well, hell, if they can advance the way they advancing, then shit, we need to be doing the same thing. Without the illegals, it's going to be a green light on your Black ass. Shit, while you standing there watching them chase the illegals and you shaking your head at them, what's going to happen when the illegals gone? Instead of ICE, they going to put an R on that motherfucker. Rice, they coming to get your ass. That's how it could go. I say, make the best of your citizenship. Because if you in America, you might as well rep America to the fullest, man. And if you don't like it, you might want to consider going somewhere else because you're going to have to get in line and get on board with whatever America got lined up. Because it's about to be some new societal norms. Prime example. Let me show y'all this real quick. Wasn't nothing wrong with what Diddy was doing when Diddy was doing it. When the party was on, but the party is over. We've been able to party for a long ass time in America. Niggas been partying for a long ass time, man, and it was all cool. Seeing what happened with Diddy and all these other celebrities, it's just signifying that the party is over. It ain't happening no more. You can't do it like this no more. This shit has to stop. Y'all see, I could go on and on for days with this type of stuff. But if the culture don't change, then it's just going to be more and more of this going on in every city across America, man. Shout out to Beyonce. I think she trying to lead people in a different direction. Y'all need to see this. Yeah, she sold out, but she did it with class and ass. Beyonce just trying to stay ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? All her fans and stuff, they with the shit too. Even though it's a costume party for people out there, they just trying to conform to the new America. You might want to take that fitted hat off and get you a nice little cowboy hat or something like that. Stop spending $300 on jeans and go down to Walmart and get you a nice pair of Wranglers. Is energy sufficient? Your pockets ain't gonna be hurting. People trying to cross over and leave that BS behind. If you gonna be American, you might as well be American all the way. But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. How long I been on here? It's looking like it's a war coming to Chicago. And it ain't looking too good for the residents of Chicago. Look at this.
What do you think about President Trump? He's offered to provide assistance to help make Chicago safe, to bring in potential National Guard, potential, federal law enforcement officers and agencies to give help to Chicago. How do you feel about getting help to make your city safe?
Help is needed.
How do you feel? Do you think that protecting and making Chicago safe, should that be a political issue?
I think Chicago can take all the help we need. So if it turns into a political issue, then tomato, tomato. If it works for the environment, for the safety of, the people, then I'm with it. Yeah.
National Guard coming here is not going to stop anything.
I think it's a good idea. Because, look, we need more. I mean, what's wrong with more help?
Right.
Let me explain something. When you step outside your apartment or your house, you're in a war zone. You don't have to be in Iraq and Afghanistan. And if you think I'm lying, let's check out the news every day.
He's only going to Chicago and every state that is a Democratic state. Tell me why.
But you think that President Trump could step in and help?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, I don't see no harm in that.
Cole Parker's with us now. All right, so you spoke to the people in Chicago. I find it hard to believe that you can predict on any given weekend how many people will be shot. You can predict on any given weekend how many people will be shot and killed. I'm surprised it's not a 100% issue, to be honest. What were they telling you today?
Well, I was in the south side of Chicago, and I can tell you that the vast majority of them, initially it was automatic. Hey, you know what? I just don't think that this should be a political issue. I don't want President Trump coming in here. But then when we got into actually what that would look like for their city, the one commonality across every person that I spoke to, Sean, they admit that crime is completely out of control, and they are sick and tired of the crisis in their city, and they want to be able to walk around and be free and not be concerned about getting shot and getting killed and just the devastation that it's causing over and over. And also they admit that their mayor and their governor have failed them. They are not satisfied with what is happening. They do not believe that they will create the solutions necessary. And so in further discussions, almost every single person came around and said, you know what, you're right. This really isn't about politics. And if Trump can help us, let's allow them to come in. We need all the help that we can get because we are not in a good spot right now. And so it was very interesting to see how when you take the politics out of it, this is not about politics. This is about keeping everyone safe, keeping everyone alive. And there was one particular resident that I spoke to, Sean, he spoke about how he actually had to protect children himself from live gunfire and from flying bullets. And this
is bullshit, man. Trump just want to lay the smack down. Let's be real, y'all. They been ready, man. They ready to just put an end to the shit. That's what's going on. And besides, it's too much prime real estate out here for people to be acting up. That's what it's really all about. The price of living too high for the bullshit. Back in the day, when the rent was $500 and the utilities was $15, $16, it's sort of like, hell, I guess you got to put up with a little bit of crime for shit to be this low. I'm only paying $300 a month to live in this building, so if they shooting and killing, well, hell, what you expect? I guess that's what you get what you pay for. But how you expect people to be paying damn near $3,000 a month for a shitty apartment and there's crime going on in the apartment, you figure, hell, with the price I'm living, I should be living in a high-rise downtown. I should have a house for what I'm paying for an apartment. That's what it boils down to, man. The price of living is too high. They're not trying to lower the rent. They're not trying to raise the wages. So the least thing they could do is lower the damn crime. Like, yes, you pay $3,000 a month, but there hasn't been a crime in your neighborhood. You live in the upscale neighborhood. They're going to turn your projects into the suburbs just so you could keep on paying that damn rent, man. You ain't going to have no excuses. And on top of that, they making it to where them squatters and all that shit, they making it legal for the landlords to go in there and take them people out. And y'all know what's going to happen? They're going to lower the crime in Chicago, all these major cities and stuff, but them country towns, they going to catch hell. Them places where it's still cheap to live and people ain't going to have nowhere to go, they're going to move the hacky sack and turn that whole motherfucking country town out. And that's why they doing all that building in these places where people usually don't live at, because you got people leaving the major cities, moving further out because that's the only place they can afford to live. And now these places getting ran down. So your metropolis, wherever you stay at, the main city in your state, it's going to be squeaky clean eventually. But them towns on the outskirts, that's where the problem's going to be at. The suburbs is turning into the ghettos. I see it going on right here in Georgia, man. Again, Douglasville used to be a decent place to be. Now, you know, a lot of people moving to Douglasville, a lot of people moving to, the nicer places to get away from the city because they can't afford to live there no more. And the crime is spiking in places that used to be nice places. So it's all about that real estate game. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But that's Negro here. Y'all got to let me know how y'all feel about this. Reggie, go on, play that.
This is what he said.
Being that we're over here, right, in the hood, right, you see all these people walking through here, right? I've been here when actual bullets get to shooting, right? There's a bullet that went right in there, a bullet over there, and I had to grab a kid and hold him down, right? And just to cover him to make sure that he wasn't, hit by the bullets. So it's not about who's right or who's wrong, but it is about saving, these youth at this point.
No, they ain't slapped no braids on that white man just so he could report the news and make some damn sense. Oh, Fox News, y'all done did it this time. They dead ass wrong. They put a pimp suit on a white man with some braids so he could break it down for the street people that don't know how to talk that well. That's fucked up. The nerve of these people, man. He was a damn news commentator a couple of weeks ago. They couldn't find nobody with a decent vocabulary to talk to. They messed around and hired one of their own. Do y'all see this? I can't believe it, man. Please tell me my eyes playing tricks on me. Look at this.
And from flying bullets. And this is what he said.
Being that we're over here, right, in the hood, right, you see all these people walking through here, right? I've been here when actual bullets get to shooting, right? There's a bullet that went right in there, a bullet over there, and I had to grab a kid and hold him down, right? And just to cover him to make sure that he wasn't, hit by the bullets. So it's not about who's right or who's wrong, but it is about saving, these youth at this point.
Well, no, they ain't do Alex Jones like that. Do y'all see this nigga braids? Why they do Alex Jones like that? This man ain't never had braids a day in his life until they pay him. Look at his pimp suit. Like this Gucci, baby. I am disgusted with Fox News. Get them off the screen, man. I ain't looking at nothing else Fox News talking about after seeing that bullshit. Oh my God. This some sad business. You really can't have these type of conversations with people in your workplace or in your family, because tempers gonna get to flaring because everybody feel a certain way about the black plight in America and the history of America and everything that's going on. But people got to make a decision about what we gonna do as of right now and today. And when you focus on the right here and now, you figure we got to hold ourselves accountable. And when I say we, that's every individual person out there, regardless if you black, white, or whatever the case is, man. You can't be living in the past when you dealing with the present and you expecting to have a future. You got to hold yourself accountable. There's people out there still marinating on some shit that their parents did when they was 12 years old. They can't let it go. Oh, daddy left mommy when I was only 4. They still holding on to that shit. Got resentment, just dragging along all them shadows. And they really don't need to be carrying that stuff on because it ain't going to help their current situation. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about the city of Chicago, Atlanta, all these major cities, or anywhere where there's a large populace of black people, it's always going to be some drama because black people can't stand black people in America, man. It's really that simple. Black people get mad when there's other black people there, man. Especially if you're the only black person in the room and then more black people show up, you might get up and leave. Especially around tax time when you in the restaurant and next thing you know, they bring all their kids up in there for Red Lobster. They ordering all this shit. The kids ain't even gonna eat. Everybody they go broke right there at the damn Red Lobster, man. And I'll be thinking, y'all could have got a big old bag of chicken, made some noodles, get some spaghetti sauce, put it in the pot. Everybody could have ate for $55. Now y'all want to spend $55 a plate. I know it sounds sad, but it's real. The most racist people you could find in America is black people towards other black people, man. That's fucked up. People watch my channel, don't even hit the like button, be sitting up there laughing and stuff. Niggas click on my video just to hit the thumbs down and go on about their business. It's cold-blooded, man. But if I was Mr. Doogie or something like that, people wouldn't, if I was Mr. Beast, people wouldn't do me like that. But that's Negro here nor there. Damn, it's fucked up. I'm trying to think of what could be a solution to solve all these problems in Africa, America, that everybody could be happy with. Education is beautiful and everything, but people abuse their education because it create classism. You know, that's another form of divide. You got the educated feel like they better because they educated, and the non-educated feel inferior because they not educated. So it don't matter what type of solution you put in there. It's just going to cause a greater divide. Give people X amount of money, they going to feel better, like they better because they got more money, and the people that ain't got the money going to feel inferior because they ain't got the money. It's sort of like it ain't nothing you could really do to solve the problem. So I don't know. America is in a crazy spot right now, culturally, because you got a lot of immigrants in America, and obviously they come and make it a better place because people keep on buying their services. I mean, think about it. Immigrants and foreigners come to America and get rich because you have Americans that's willing to buy whatever it is they selling or support whatever it is they got going on. But those same Americans wouldn't support another American like they would a foreigner because of the hate, man. It's too much self-hate going on out here. I remember the black grocery stores coming up, and they were shabby as hell. You probably have to check the expiration date on them damn potato chips, man. All of them wasn't like that. Remember them big old pickles swimming in them big old jars, man? How long them pig feet been sitting in them jars at the black corner store, man? Then get a. I ain't even gonna keep on going on with this stuff. Maybe we just need to wait and see how this gonna go. We just gonna have to wait and see how this gonna go, cause ain't nothing else been working. They say DC is a more peaceful place now. They scared to death. Get Chicago under control. And if they get Chicago under control, every other city gonna be on high alert because they know it's coming down the pipeline. They might want to clean up their act before it even get around to that. And it seemed like Trump about to hit Chicago in the pockets. If he come out there and clean up the streets, they ain't gonna be getting all them grants and them programs and stuff to make the city better that they was getting rich off of. Every time it's a murder in Chicago, the mayor jumping up and down because he know he gonna get some more grant money, put up some more bullshit programs on some Dr. Umar Johnson madness, getting donations from other cities and stuff. So they about to put a stop to all that. But eventually, depending on how this all go, it's looking like Trump about to be the king of America. It ain't gonna be no more presidency. It ain't gonna be no more mayors. It ain't gonna be no more governors. It's just gonna be all under Trump's control. And if they get around to that point, I don't know. We just gonna have to wait and see how this gonna go. But that's Negro here, no there. It's a few more things I want to say before I get out of here, because I gotta smooth this over. People be listening and people be upset by what I have to say about all of this. But the truth of the matter is, he might be the greatest president to ever be a president in the United States of America. He the GOAT, like Clarissa Shields. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what we all gonna do. I'm gonna take it there with y'all. Then I'm gonna get out of here. We about to go down the damn list. We ain't gonna go all the way back. But matter of fact, I'm gonna see if we can go all the way back. Let's go down the list. George Washington on your $1 bill. He the one that set it off. Way, way back in the day. It's either him or Trump. Which one you got? For my African Americans and my Americans out there, who y'all voting for? George Washington or Trump? If y'all had to put them back in office again, and Trump was running up against, they resurrect George Washington. They come up out the grave and he looking around at Chicago. What you think he gonna do to Chicago if he came back? It's either him or Trump, man. Let's go down the list. John Adams, would y'all rather have him or Trump? Thomas Jefferson, would y'all welcome him back with open arms? Or you rocking with Trump? Fucking James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams. Y'all want Andrew Jackson back? Which one, man? Martin Van Buren. He look like he just don't give a fuck. This scary. I'm scared looking at these damn pictures, man. They haunting. Every last one of these pictures haunting. I don't trust not now one of these dudes. Like, oh, you're a peculiar lad. Next thing you know, your ass in the cellar somewhere. Like, I don't talk to your kind. Like, why is he looking at me? Someone obtained that young man. He looked like he'll smoke the blunt before he even pass it back. Like, puff, puff, pass, young man. Shit, he was a hippie before hippieism even began. I wanted to run again, but I got high. I wanted to be the president again, but I got high. William Henry Harrison. Like, don't look at me. I won't look at you. Don't look at me. Like, kill him, fuck him, burn him, burn him. The whole Chicago, burn it to the ground. This is pathetic. What happened to the niggers in this town? This is disgusting. Where are the clothes and the garments? You gave them guns? Who gave them guns? Oh, you stupid motherfucker. And burn it down. He come out the grave and they show his ass. They fucking pull him out the coffin and they show him the modern state of America. He gonna lose his motherfucking mind. Like Jeremiah was a bullfrog and I ate him. Look at Zachary Taylor. This nigga look like he slept with 2 pistols. Look at Millard Fillmore. Like, burn him. Well, goddamn. Would you, man? They probably kept the windows at the White House open. Like, excuse me. This Jim Carrey ass motherfucker. Ace Ventura. Shit, he freed the slaves because he was mad about being a damn slave, man. Jim Carrey in living freed the coloreds. Motherfucking Dan Aykroyd and Andrew Johnson. Built like Drewski. Look. Ulysses S. Grant. Rutherford B. Hayes. Then they had the Stephen A. Smith / Kratos. Chester A. Arthur. How in the hell they become the president? Glover Cleveland. Look at Benjamin Harris. Damn, he went twice. He pulled the Trump on their ass. He hit him with a triple-double, y'all. Like, I'll be back. Nigga came back to the White House. Look. From 1885 to 1889, he crossed over, came back, hit him with that 1893 to the 97. Like Glover Cleveland taking over for the 99 in the 2000. I see you working with some slaves, yeah. Then William McKinley. Theodore Roosevelt. Oh, Lord have mercy. He might be the man that started the FBI. I thought that was motherfucking, what's the dude from the FBI? The dude, the founder, I thought that was him for a second. That's when they started that Men in Black shit when he came into the damn presidency. William Howard Taft. Oh, Woodrow Wilson. Oh, he was a pimp. Warren G. Harding. Dun 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 dun. Warren G. Harding. It was a clear white night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the set trying to consume some freaks for the East so I can get some funk in the White House just sitting on the bunk. Okay, Calvin Coolidge. Shit, they started turning into some pimps. What the hell? Herbert Hoover. This the real nigga that started the Crip gang. Like, I want you to shoot him, and after you shoot him for the set. I ride for my niggas. I'll die for my niggas. Fuck those other niggas. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Hold on. You had Dwight D. Eisenhower. That's when them UFOs and shit really started showing up in America, man. That's when they started doing them Star Trek. This the same year Star Trek came out, when he came off. And you know what, man? Rest in peace. No, put my man back on the screen. Rest in peace to John F. Kennedy, man. Rest in peace. They ain't have to do Kennedy like that. They ain't have to do Kennedy like that. Rest in peace to John F. Kennedy, y'all. You had Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, him or Trump, y'all. Him or Trump. Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter. Again, Jay-Z, great-great-great-granddaddy. Had Ronald Reagan. He came and put it down. They said the Reagan era was the crack era. That's when that dope started hitting real hard. Then you had George W. Bush held it down from 89 to 93. People was just happy to have Reagan out the damn crack administration and stuff. George Bush came in, held it down. People love people love George Bush. You can't say nothing bad. And there was a lot of black women that found George Bush irresistibly attractive. The same way they do Trump and Bill Clinton. He was getting some head. Skeeted off on her dress. They kicked him out of the White House because he skeeted off on somebody's dress. From 93 to 2001, they say he was the first black president. Would y'all rather have Trump or Bill Clinton? That's a good one, man. I would love to know y'all response to that. Trump or Bill Clinton? Because a lot of people probably will roll with Bill. I don't even want to look at that nigga. George Bush, remember him? They caught him eating chicken wings in the Oval Office, and he slapped it off the table, act like he wasn't doing nothing. Y'all remember that? This the one that made everybody mad. Let's be real, man. This when America got real funky. He pissed everybody off. People get mad when they see his face, black and white. This is the turning point. Let me show y'all something real quick, man. Because I remember it like it was yesterday. Look. This motherfucker right here bridged the gap between black people and white people in America. Before Eminem, it was a bunch of white people that wasn't even... I remember when I was in high school, I went to school with this white boy named Angus. He was all about rock and roll, Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Korn. He ain't want to hear shit about no hip hop. I put the headphone, I said, listen at this, man. I put the Eminem on. He's like, oh, it's all right. That's okay, I guess. Couple weeks later, Angus ran into school like, oh my God, Eminem is the greatest rapper alive. Oh my God, I didn't know he was white. I didn't know he was white. He didn't know he was white. But when everybody found out Eminem was white, people was like, well, God damn. And I remember, y'all need to see this. When this hit the movie theater, people ain't know what to do. It was black people, white people in the movie theater. It was a moment. People couldn't believe. We had Vanilla Ice and Snow and all them people, but Eminem really bridged the gap to where people was like, okay, I fuck with rap. And black people was like, well, hell, I fuck with white people because Eminem could rap. America was at a kumbaya moment. And Eminem is the reason why the South was able to take over the black hip hop scene, is because couldn't nobody out rap Eminem. Like shit, we might as well focus on dance music, ringtones, and getting crunk and getting loose, cause ain't that lyrical shit. You ain't competing with this motherfucker. Eminem is the reason why New York rap fell off, cause wasn't nobody competing lyrically. So America was in a safe zone to where the cultures was merging. Hip hop culture. Then you had black people getting into rock and roll, getting into alternative music. So the lines was being blurred in America until Obama came along. And that's when the energy shifted. That's when a lot of weird shit started going on in America, man. And that's what paved the way for your boy Trump to get in the office, because just like Eminem, he's a familiar face. They tried to restore the feeling with Trump, man. The same thing I said about Eminem bridging the gap. Trump at one time bridged the gap between blacks and white too, because you had black people that rock with Trump, had white people that rock with Trump. So they trying to bridge the gap. Then they came back, then they hit us with the Biden. Oh my God, I don't even want to get started on that, man. A lot of people was upset when this happened. If you ask me, after Trump, it might not be another president after Trump. But we gonna see what's gonna happen in Chicago. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, man. I got so much love for y'all. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button too. And I'm gonna holler at y'all on my next video. Real talk.